Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This reading is going to be for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your 2021 year ahead reading. Using the Cosmic Tarot, which I used for the year ahead spreads last year as well. And then I'll use a different deck to clarify if needed. And then we'll get a couple of oracle cards at the end. So these readings are going to be a little bit longer than usual. As always, if the reading resonates, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to donate to support this work, there are ways to do that as well. You can also book a personal reading for yourself. You can book a style of this spread if you want, or there are many others also available on my website. These readings, the year ahead readings, are actually technically still discounted and probably will be through the end of the year. They're half off at $75. And then I'm working on redesigning and relaunching a new website. So once that goes live, all the prices are actually going to be updated. So to lock in my current pricing, visit my site within the next couple of weeks because that's when I'll be changing it. So Aries, let's see your energy for next year. I love doing these readings. So I was just trying to work on my setup to make sure that we can get all the cards in here. That's for the first month, January. You have the Ace of Cups. Look at that. You have the Strength coming up here at the bottom. Fire energy like yourself. February. March, April, there you are. Look at you showing up in around your birthday season. I love that. May, June, July. I feel like there's lots of developments happening for y'all around love. Okay, could be a new romantic interest or just some developments happening in your existing connection, in your existing family, if you have one. August, let's see, hold on, I gotta push this up a little. It's like, what's going on here? Okay, August, September, October, November, and December. I think last year I laid the cards out first, but we'll see. It's just how I felt today. And then your overall energy for the year, 9 of Wands. And again, the Strength card showing up here at the bottom. Let's see, you have the 4 of Pentacles here. So yeah, I do feel like there's changes. Maybe for some of you, it could be related to work. Okay, that's like a sort of vague energy I'm picking up on. But for others of you, I feel like this is more so changes happening around your home, around your family overall, okay? The first energy that you have in January, Ace of Cups, right? The metaphorical, you cannot pour from an empty cup card. So really pouring into yourself. I'm picking up on a lot of self-love, self-care, engaging in sort of activities that you really like and that really sort of help to refuel you and refuel your energy. For a lot of you, I'm picking up on like this is like creative sort of hobbies, or even, you know, maybe something that you're parlaying from a creative hobby into more of a business structure, okay? Something that you're working to sort of build for your own, very kind of like entrepreneurial, which is so in line with your spirit, Aries, right? Of sort of being, again, that fool energy of like taking a risk, going for it, you know? I'm hearing the phrase, there is no risk without reward. I know my camera's a little bit funky here. I'm gonna have to work on the setup. In February, you have the Prince of Cups, okay? So water energy, Pisces, Cancer, or more often I usually pick up on Scorpio from this energy. I do feel like for some of you here, okay, there does feel like there's some sort of like, I'm almost seeing like, you ever see that game like with the three, you have like 3 cups and you put a ball in a cup. It's kind of like I'm seeing, don't ask me why I'm seeing that, but I'm kind of seeing that because I'm just getting like a third party element. Not necessarily that it's in a connection per se, but it could be like, you know, maybe you're sort of choosing between, you know, an old option and a new option. Okay. And because I just feel this energy of like sort of creating distance or separation, kind of moving away from, again, for some of you, this could be about, you know, changing work circumstances, or again, changes happening around your home. Maybe you're planning to move, maybe you moved recently, okay? That's coming up in February. Or again, it could be someone that you're connecting with as well, okay? I am also getting here, like, sort of vaguely, that someone may be dealing with some type of health related issue. And again, maybe someone who has water energy that is connected to you if it's not you, okay? In March here, you have the 3 of Pentacles. So again, for a lot of you, I am getting, like, especially if you moved recently or you are moving, I feel like you're doing sort of like rebuilding, like home kind of renovation type of projects, or again, you're sort of working on building or creating something new for yourself. Again, could be some type of business. Maybe for some of you, you know, this has to talk about sort of like changing circumstances, again, in a work environment, like some type of promotion or like changing teams, something along those lines. For others of you, right, this could be, again, if it's not like specifically relating to the home or to work, it could be, you know, just sort of like being open to sort of new people, new connections, networking, building. I'm feeling that kind of energy. In April, again, you have your energy, right? The Fool card here. The Fool is the 0, right? The start of the spiritual journey or the metaphorical journey here. I'm getting very strongly, like, especially if you're looking for sort of a sense of clarity and grounding, perhaps working with clear quartz crystal. But in your I love that you're just sort of like really in your energy around your birthday season, right? That's a really good sign. But also I feel like you might be sort of like, again, sort of, you know, if let's say you've been sort of in like the research and development phase, again, being open to sort of new people, new opportunities. It feels like around April, it's like you finally sort of take some leap of faith, take some sort of risk, again, make some type of move, okay? But it feels like there was like preparation that led up to it. In May, you have the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. I always say make a wish when you see this card, very quickly followed by be careful what you wish for, right? Like make sure that it's something that's really, truly aligned with your highest self and good with your heart's truest desires. Again, for a lot of you here, I am getting that this could be, you know, a new sort of romantic connection or offer that may be sort of developing, especially with that Ace of Cups. Again, as we sort of pour into ourselves and self-love, that starts to reflect externally, right? And especially with that Prince of Cups there, again, you could be connecting with a water energy here. So with this 9 of Cups, it could be, again, you know, maybe this is related to making some type of move, right? Taking some type of risk, right? It's almost like, again, that saying, like, there is no reward without risk, right? So you have to take the risk to get the reward here. And again, I'm feeling like something, definitely there feels like there's major developments around springtime. In June, you have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So for some of you, okay, this could be talking about, especially if like you sort of were experiencing up and downs in a connection, in a home environment, in a work situation even, it does feel like that's sort of changing, right? The energy is sort of shifting, whether it's like, again, actually moving on or away from this person or this thing, or if it's like, you know, there are changing sort of circumstances and environments within it that are just sort of shifting the energies, okay? For some of you, I do feel like, you know, again, with the Pentacles here, definitely could be related to a work kind of related thing. For others of you too, like that sort of energy that I was feeling about someone maybe dealing with a health issue, I do feel like, you know, there could be, I don't want to necessarily say like I just feel like there's some sort of resolution to it, okay? And obviously that can kind of play out in many different ways. That can talk about healing, right? That can sort of talk about other things as well. So just apply it however it is that it may resonate, because I'm just sort of getting that, you know, again, whether it's work related, whether it's home related, whether it's related to the health of yourself or someone else, there feels like there's like something monetary attached to it. Okay. So, again, apply that however it is that it may resonate, but I am seeing like potentially for some of you that this may be talking about like, you know, wills or, you know, assets that are sort of left. Okay. That's coming up in June. In July, you have the Two of Cups, right? So very significant soulmate energy here. Look at how that's perfectly mirroring that Ace of Cups, right? Again, what I said, as you pour that love and sort of attention and self-love and build up your own sort of self-worth and esteem and confidence, it reflects in terms of your external relationships, right? So again, for a lot of you, sort of buoying yourself up in that way is attracting that soulmate connection, right? You're sort of like calling in your partner. For others of you, it may just sort of be enhancing existing connections that you're in, right? So, you know, again, sort of taking an existing relationship to a new level of commitment. Maybe there's some type of addition, right? Again, a new home. For some of you, could be talking about a child as well. I am getting that energy vaguely, possibly a water sign, right? Again, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. In August, you have the Three of Swords reverse. So the cards that are coming up here reverse, which I just saw, we have the Seven of Cups coming up. So for some reason, to me, they feel related to this Nine of Wands, right? The overarching energy of the year. And the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior card, right? It sort of says that, it's almost like that saying, like, you know, and I've said this recently, or like I read it somewhere. But it's basically like, you know, you've never sort of met someone who sort of has a deep, like really deep sort of strength, a strong person, right, who hasn't sort of been through a lot, right? So the Nine of Wands sort of talks about someone who has had to go through a lot, you know, perhaps a lot of challenges in their life, perhaps a lot of losses or disappointments, right? And so, and on the one hand, it sort of, again, serves to fortify you and strengthen you, right? Strengthen your spirit, strengthen your character, strengthen your faith. For other, right, but not for others, but at the same time, it can also sort of cause us to create this sort of like cocoon, or like, you know, like a fence kind of around ourselves, sort of blocking ourselves in. So it's interesting because look at how the Fool falls out right under that. It's almost like, you know, you're learning to sort of, you know, not let, especially any like sort of, you know, disappointing or like really hard sort of experiences sort of keep you in. Again, it's sort of, you're using those as a platform to push forward. Okay. So with the Three of Swords here in the month of August, okay, I do feel like, again, especially if, you know, there's a sort of, and obviously a lot of people are dealing with this right now, right? People who may be ill, getting sick, and whatever else may sort of result from that, right? Or it could be talking about something that's already happened. You know, perhaps you already lost someone or several people who are close to you and important to you. But I just sort of feel this overall energy of healing. We're not seeing the Star card, right, which is Aquarian energy in this reading, but I am sort of picking up on that. And while I'm not an astrologer, I do know that Saturn, right, which is the planet of our lessons and karma, just recently moved from Capricorn to Aquarius, right? And so for some of you, I'm just feeling like, you know, there were things that sort of were like meant to happen, that you were sort of meant to go through, right? Grow through what you go through, but then ultimately that you were meant to like heal from it and use it again as sort of like a springboard or a platform to push forward, right? Not meant to sort of keep you trapped there in that space and that energy. And I just feel like, and it could be, you know, again, it could be because you're sort of becoming more aligned with your life purpose and passion. The like really weird angle is just really bothering me. Sorry. So yeah, it could be that you're just becoming more in line with your life purpose and passion, like I said, or, you know, some developments happening within a family situation or a connection. I think that's as good as it's going to get, unfortunately. That's really helping you to heal. Okay. And it may not be like so literal, like a one-to-one, but I'm just seeing those happening at the same time. In September, you have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So there's a lot of focus in this reading, Aries, like regardless of sort of, again, what's happening around you in terms of a connection, in terms of new people you may be sort of meeting or networking with, a lot of the energy that I'm picking up on for this year, right? It's like that it's really about you, right? And it's because like the inner work that you've done has also really been about you. So, you know, oftentimes Nine of Pentacles is kind of seen as like a single, stable, abundant energy. The stability and the abundance I'm definitely getting. The singleness, actually not so much, because especially with that Two of Cups card here, okay? But again, applied however it is that it may resonate. For others of you too, again, I am feeling like this is related to, like, you sort of start to like, I'm sort of getting like the phrase like getting your footing, getting your grounding in kind of a new circumstance or environment, or again, some sort of new addition to your life. And to that point, this is sometimes one of the cards that I see that to me sort of indicates, again, pregnancy, whether that's you or whether that's someone that you're connected to. Okay, that's September. In October, you have the Eight of Wands, right? So lots of communication. This could even be sort of like communication from spirit, from source, right? Sort of receiving messages, downloads, signs, synchronicities, perhaps through your dreams for some of you here. Again, a lot of this to me feels like this is about your, you know, sort of any spiritual kind of awakenings or ascensions you're going through. To me, it's sort of like bringing in more balance, okay, into your life. And it's almost like, I almost feel like you're simplifying, but it's almost like you're simplifying in order to do more, right? Again, there's like, I'm seeing this like dichotomous kind of energy, like two things happening at the same time kind of thing. I am also, again, picking up on Aquarian energy. So whether you have Aquarius in your chart, or you may be connecting with an Aquarian, okay, or again, it's something about those astrological transits, because now we have Saturn, and I believe the planet Jupiter will also be entering Aquarius for some time, okay? And I think that's happening now, all right? So in November, you have the Seven of Cups reversed, right? And again, remember how I said, especially with this Fool card here, for a lot of you, if you're sort of looking to get more grounding, get more clarity, perhaps connect more deeply with your intuition, that clear quartz is really going to help here. The Seven of Cups reversed to me is always talks about like sort of like cutting through the noise, right? Cutting through sort of any confusion. Again, for some of you, I am picking up that there's like maybe it feels like, again, I'm like seeing that example of like the Three Cups, right, with the ball in it. Like there's like too many moving parts, I feel like, and it could be another person, right? And so again, maybe you're getting clarity about that as well, or it could be, again, related to someone around you. In December, you have the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like you're focusing on, you know, not just sort of like, because I saw the Magician twice during the pre-shuffle, so you're clearly in a very manifestative kind of energy for the year. And I feel like, you know, again, you're sort of working on having this more balanced, kind of well-rounded life overall, like a really nice balance between work and play, but also, you know, sort of building up your foundation, your legacy, and again, perhaps sort of incorporating new people, new types of projects, new kinds of work or habits or hobbies, right? So I'm almost getting this energy of like, you're gonna kind of get to next December and like really be able to look back on what it is that you've created, and just how sort of like, not full circle, right? Because that kind of implies like coming back to the starting point, but that's really, I can't really think of any other way to explain it, but like, yeah, just how, almost like how far you've come, right? That you'll be able to sort of look back. And it's really interesting because that's actually something I like to do at the end of each year, right? It's not actually really so much like setting New Year's resolutions as much as, for me, it's about sort of looking back over the year and, you know, sort of being grateful and thankful for all the things that I was able to accomplish, both those things that I set out to do, as well as, you know, a lot of the things that I didn't necessarily set out to do specifically. So yeah, I'm just feeling like, you know, sort of cultivating this deep sense of gratitude, which, you know, I've been like reading a lot recently and like listening to things about like the law of attraction and manifestation, and like gratitude. You basically, like, if you ground yourself in a state of gratitude, even if things aren't perfect, right? Because what does that even mean, right? But if you're grateful for sort of where you're at now, and again, sort of with that, also have this sense of faith and trust in divine order and timing, right? And sort of the magic and the mystery of the universe, that you attract sort of more, optimistic and positive and synchronistic sort of opportunities towards you, right? There's still going to be like pain and loss that you have to deal with. Yes, of course, right? We all have to go through that. No one's life is like, especially again, if you, I've noticed that like people who are meant to sort of like have sort of, we'll just say like, for lack of a better phrase, like a major platform, it's like they have gone through a lot, right? And without having gone through that experience, they wouldn't really be able to speak cogently to the masses, right, about whatever it is. That's just, that's partially my opinion, but it is what it is. So let me see if, I guess we'll get a couple clarifiers here. Specifically, I'm looking at the cards that are coming up here in the reverse. I can get these cards out. So I'm going to use, the A.E. Waite tarot. These are holographic tarot cards. I love them. My sister got them for me. Woo! Okay, I'm really going to have to work on my setup here. You're the first one, Aries, so you're kind of like a guinea pig. When I did these last year, I was using a completely different camera stand, so we'll see. We shall see. Just gonna give these a few shuffles, and then again, we'll get oracle guidance at the end of the reading. I was gonna film Scorpio right after this, but I have to, I have to do something about this setup first. These cards are still fairly new to me, so might be shuffling for a little while. Thank you for your patience. I feel like patience was maybe a big lesson for y'all. Like for some of y'all, it feels like you've kind of been maybe going through it a little bit for a few years. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. So you have the Queen of Swords, right? Very decisive, determinative kind of energy. Again, for some of you, I'm just feeling this energy of something being removed, okay? Or something, it could be you, right? Deciding to sort of like cut out a certain type of energy, or again, a person walking away from a situation, a job, transferring into something new, right? But the Queen of Swords is a very like decisive, clear-cut kind of energy. Again, for a lot of you, I am feeling like connecting to clear quartz crystal. For the Three of Swords, you have two cards, the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, right? So, for some of you here, I want to bring your attention back to the Nine of Cups, right? Because it's almost like when someone or, something sort of leaves our life, right? And obviously each sort of circumstance is going to be a little bit different, but it's almost like, try to sort of find the, and I'm not trying to make light of anything, especially anything serious, but finding this sort of silver lining, right? What is this sort of opening up or making room for here in your life? And like, I'll even use the example, right, of like losing someone, right? Which obviously is something that we don't necessarily get over, right? We just sort of have to, move on and deal with our grief. But, like one thing, cause like, I may have talked about, I know I've talked about it on this channel before. I'm not sure if I've talked about it in Aries reading, but, I was very close to one of my grandmothers who was very sick for a long part of my life while she was still living, and then ultimately passed away as a result of her disease. And, someone said to me once, like, you were meant to have a closer connection with her in death than in life. And it was like, as soon as that sort of information was offered to me, and I'm getting goosebumps, my entire perspective shifted, right? Because I realized, like, I still have her around. I can still talk to her. She can still help me. We can still commune. I give her offerings, like all this type of stuff. So again, not trying to make light of anything. Obviously, if it is like the loss of a person, that, or anything really, it can be hard to go through. Definitely. But remember that phrase of sort of like growing through what you go through, right? So with this Three of Swords here, again, this is saying like Five of Cups right, always talks about sort of having this past looking energy, right, and not noticing those 2 cups that are right there. And remember that this 2 cups is right there. So, you know, especially if you're dealing with something difficult at any point next year, you know, remember the community and the support that you do have here. The other energy that I'm feeling for some of you is that you may be disappointed, maybe like something doesn't work, maybe, you know, someone or something that you thought it is that you wanted here, right? But it just seems like either it's actually not the right person or the right opportunity for you, okay, or vice versa, right? And again, try to think of it in terms of, you know, like divine sort of timing and order, right? And again, that if there's something that you are sort of denied, right, or that doesn't sort of come through, trust that it's because there's something else better that's on its way. Okay, and let's clarify finally the 7 of Cups reversed. So with the 7 of Cups reversed, you have, wow, look at this, 3 major arcana cards coming up: the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Justice card. So again, with the High Priestess here, again, I was feeling like throughout the year, like this deep sort of, like it definitely feels like a lot of you are going through basically a spiritual awakening or ascension. So you may notice that you have sort of like spiritual gifts, or again, you know, you sort of feel like your heart chakra or solar plexus chakra opening up because you're tapping more into that energy, right? That energy and vibration of love, tapping more into that energy and vibration of creativity. For others of you, again, this could be talking about relocation or traveling, literally or in a more metaphoric sense. And again, we sort of picked up throughout the year the sense of moving on and perhaps, again, disconnecting from a certain person or a situation. And then the Justice card, right? So again, things balancing out here, and sort of things also being, you know, karmically kind of aligned, right? That again, that if there's sort of anything or anyone that you lose or that you know, walk away from, that was sort of meant to happen as part of divine order and timing, that there is balance, right, in the situation. For others of you, this could also be talking about, you know, perhaps a legal situation that you're dealing with as well. Perhaps, you know, for some of you, this could be talking about, you know, maybe you're getting sort of a, you know, for those of you who may sort of already be in a marriage or in a commitment, it could be that there's a disconnection that's happening there. But again, it's sort of creating room for someone or something new to come in here. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Oracle guidance. I just saw the Page of Cups reversed there, right? So again, I do feel like there's, look at that. You have self-love and, let me turn that around, forgiveness coming up here, right? So self-love, number 61. Forgiveness, it's interesting because when I saw that Page of Cups, which is reminding me of this Prince of Cups, it's almost like maybe someone feels like they're owed some type of apology or explanation about something. Again, this could go either way. I'm just not necessarily sure that it's forthcoming, right? And for sometimes some people are like, well, I need to talk to them, or I need this explanation or this apology for closure. No, you don't, right? You can give that closure to yourself. Okay, so don't ever make anything contingent upon the actions or words of someone else. Oh my gosh, hold on, the card flew. I knew it was this card. So you got the number 6, love. I'm going to read for this card, and then we'll get an animal spirit message, and then we'll close it out. I'm so sorry for all the, again, you guys are kind of the guinea pigs of this reading, but yours comes first, right? So there's that. Okay. So it says, this card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember at all times that only love is real. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with source and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are, when you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life. That line always sounds wrong to me, just grammatically. This card also indicates a need to go within to right, Ace of Cups, right? That's your first message of the year. To go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing love. This is a time when you must truly ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe that I am worthy of love? And do I really believe that love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you're open to giving and receiving it, and when you know that you are worthy. The affirmation here says, I see through the eyes of love and attract more love into my life. And then finally, our final card for this reading is from the Animal Spirit Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. We'll get one card. These descriptions are a little bit longer. They're great, but just bear with me as I read it. That's why I'm going to limit these to 2 cards. If you book a personal reading with me, style of this reading, we usually get a few more oracle cards, so just know that. It's closer to like an probably 45-minute, hour-long reading, this particular style, right? Or again, I offer many other kinds of readings on my site. So I will be adjusting my services. The range is going to be the same. It's just going to be sort of outlined differently. So you'll see when the new website comes. Okay, these cards are still new. Using 2 old decks, 2 new decks in this reading. Oldish, newish. So the card you got is Canary Spirit. Sing your own song. It's reminding me of the Fool card there. Number 12, which breaks down to a number 3. 3's kept coming up in your reading, so just pay attention to that in terms of numerological synchronicities. 3's, of course, speak to, again, collaborations, community, creativity. So number 12, Canary Spirit. I feel like for some of you too, again, like, especially if you feel called to sort of create, I do feel like it's like more so in the communication sphere, like writing, perhaps music and singing. So the oracle message, Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart, right? Again, that heart chakra opening. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine, as Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are. Canary Spirit's message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires. The world wants to hear your song. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you are being called to fully be yourself, for only then will you find harmony and joy. You can make music with others so beautifully when your note rings true. The protection message. Are you suppressing your true voice, perhaps trying to sing the song you think people want to hear instead of your own? You create a cage, right? Remember that 9 of Wands. You create a cage around your life when you express only what you think will help you fit in and get what you think you want. Are you hiding the real you, telling a safe story about yourself to others because you are afraid they will think you are too different if they knew the truth? Canary Spirit comes to help you express yourself in a more honest and authentic way. Yes, not everyone will agree with you. In fact, not everyone will want to hear your originality and accept your uniqueness. You must not give this a single care. There will be plenty of other people, opportunities, and wonderful new experiences that arrive as if by magic once you open your own cage door and fly free. Canary Spirit is cheering you and wants you to know you are safe and loved. Find your voice and have courage to spread your wings and sing out loud. The world needs your true song. Wow, that was deep, y'all. Definitely had a lot of resonance with a lot of the messages that we picked up on the reading, right? Sort of releasing yourself from this cage, pouring into yourself, being your true authentic self, right? The Star card, which always talks about healing and talks about sort of being open and vulnerable, right? And I love that bit about like not caring if people don't jive with what it is, who you are, or what it is that you have to say or what you do or provide. There will be other people who do resonate with it, right? And who again need and sort of want to hear your message or your service or whatever it is, right? So just keep that in mind. This is I feel really, really good energy for you next year, Aries. So I definitely hope that this reading resonates, at least in part. Again, if it does, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, donate if you care to, book a personal reading with me if you feel so inclined, or maybe gift one to someone else. And again, there are ways to donate to support this work as well. Everything is listed down below. Thank you so much to everyone who has been on this journey with me this year, to everyone who has liked, commented, shared, subscribed, all those good things. There's much more in store for next year, so do stay tuned. And happy holidays and happy new year to all of you. Take care. Bye.